funny thing about protection. Most people think it's all about shields, walls, and keeping danger out. But sometimes it's not about hiding behind something safe. Sometimes it's about someone stepping right into the chaos for you. Someone who's not afraid to get their hands dirty, who doesn't flinch when things get loud, who's been carrying the weight, the scars, the weapons, metaphorical or not, long before you even knew you'd need them. And when they show up, they're not here to talk about it. They're here to end it, to stand between you and whatever's coming, locked and loaded in ways you can't even imagine. Protection doesn't always arrive dressed in shining armor with a smile that makes you feel safe. No, sometimes it comes wrapped in shadows, speaking a language you don't quite understand, moving in ways that don't make sense until much later. You expect your help to look like comfort, but sometimes it looks like chaos. Sometimes the one sent to guard you isn't the calm voice in the storm. They are the storm, tearing through anything that dares to get close. And that's the part that unsettles people. They want safety to be quiet, gentle, predictable. But real safety, real protection, is often violent in its nature. It's not built to please you, it's built to shield you. And those are two very different things. When protection comes from unexpected places, you almost never recognize it at first. You question it, you resist it, maybe even push it away. Because in your mind, you've already written the script for how help is supposed to look. You think it should fit your idea of trust. You think it should arrive when you call for it, in the exact package you pictured. But protection isn't concerned with your expectations. It's concerned with your survival. It shows up in the form you need, not the one you prefer. And sometimes the person standing between you and danger is the last person you would have chosen. But there they are, unshaken, watching everything you can't see. Life has a cruel way of revealing that the ones you thought would protect you sometimes vanish the moment trouble comes. The promises dissolve, the words mean nothing. And suddenly you realize you've been standing alone the whole time. That's when the unexpected protector steps in. The one who doesn't owe you anything, who doesn't need a reason, who doesn't ask for your permission. They're not bound to you by blood or friendship or debt. They're bound to you by something else entirely. Maybe it's principle. Maybe it's instinct. Or maybe it's just that they've decided you're worth protecting. And that's enough for them. And here's the thing. You might not even know they're doing it. The best protection isn't always seen, it's felt. It's in the problems that never reach you because they've been handled before you even knew they existed. It's in the dangers you never had to face because someone was already standing in the path. It's in the strange calm you feel in your chest without realizing it's there because someone else is carrying the weight for you. These are the protectors you never thank because you never see their work. They don't advertise what they've done. They don't send you a list of the threats they've stopped. They just keep doing it, silently, consistently, without asking for your applause. But make no mistake, just because protection can be quiet doesn't mean it's weak. The unexpected protectors, they're often the most dangerous ones in the room. They've seen the dark, lived in it, made peace with it. And that's why they're not afraid to go there for you. They don't waste time pretending danger doesn't exist. They know it too well. So they don't hesitate when it appears. They don't freeze. They don't negotiate with it. They end it. That's the difference between the protector you wish for and the one you actually need. One gives you comfort. The other gives you a fighting chance. It's strange, isn't it? You might not trust them in any other part of your life. You might not even like them. But when it comes to keeping you safe, they're unmatched because they're not bound by the rules you follow. They're willing to do the things you wouldn't. They'll cross the lines you'd never dare to step over. And in moments where your safety is on the line, that's exactly what you need. Not someone who plays by the book, but someone who knows when to burn it. And maybe that's why it's so easy to overlook them. They don't fit the role you imagined. They're not the smiling savior, the dependable friend, the clean-cut hero. They're rough edges and unpredictable moves. Someone you might even call dangerous if you didn't understand their purpose. But that's the beauty of it. They don't need you to understand. They're not here for your approval. They're here for your survival. And the fact that they showed up at all, well, that's the part that should make you think strength isn't something you pick up the moment trouble knocks on your door. It's not a last-minute purchase. Not some magic trick you pull out of a hat when things get ugly. No, strength is forged long before the fight begins. It's built in the quiet moments when no one is watching. In the choices you make when it would have been easier to quit. In the discipline to keep going when there's no applause, no reward, no audience. People love to think they'll rise to the occasion when the time comes. But the truth is, you only rise to the level you've been living at all along. The ones who are truly strong don't need to announce it. You can see it in the way they carry themselves, in the way they handle pressure without falling apart, in the way they stay calm when everyone else is spiraling. That kind of strength doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of countless small battles won in private. Every time they faced doubt and pushed through. Every time they felt fear and moved anyway. Every time they stood their ground when it would have been easier to walk away. Those moments stacked up, brick by brick, until they became something unshakable. And that's the thing about real strength. It doesn't shout. It doesn't need to. It speaks for itself when it's needed most. Most people wait until they're in the middle of a storm to decide they want to be strong. But storms don't wait for you to get ready. They don't care if you've been putting it off. When trouble comes, it comes fast, and you either have what it takes or you don't. The time to prepare isn't when the threat is already at your door. It's now, when everything still feels safe, when you still think you have time. That's when the strong ones are training, sharpening, building, so that when the day comes, they're not scrambling. They're ready, and here's what nobody wants to hear. Building strength isn't glamorous. It's not fun most of the time. It's boring, repetitive, uncomfortable. It's waking up earlier than you want to. It's saying no to the things that make you weak. It's pushing your limits until you feel like you've got nothing left, and then doing it again the next day. There's no shortcut, no magic pill, no cheat code. You earn it. You bleed for it. You sacrifice for it. That's why so few people have it. They're not willing to pay the price, but the ones who do. They walk into situations other people would run from, not because they're fearless, but because they've trained themselves to act even when they are. Strength is also not just about muscle or toughness. It's in the mind, in the heart, in the will. It's the ability to hold your ground when someone's trying to break you down from the inside. It's keeping your head clear when chaos is clawing at your thoughts. It's knowing you can take a hit and still keep moving forward. And that doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of years of choosing the hard way over the easy one, of standing in the fire long enough to get used to the heat. That's why, when someone's truly strong, you can't fake it. You can't pretend your way into it. The truth always shows when pressure hits sometimes. The ones sent to protect you have been building their strength for so long. You can't even imagine the weight they've carried. They've fought battles you'll never hear about. They've endured pain you wouldn't believe. And because of that, they're ready in ways that don't make sense to you, but matter when it counts. That readiness isn't luck. It's the result of all those years in the dark, fighting wars no one clapped for. They weren't building strength for show. They were building it for moments exactly like the one you'll face. When someone needs to step in and hold the line without hesitation. And maybe you've seen this before without realizing it. That person who seems completely unfazed when everything's falling apart. The one who's not panicking, not flinching, not doubting. You think they're just naturally like that, but you're wrong. That calm is earned. That power is earned. And when you see it up close, you realize why they stand out from everyone else. It's because they didn't wait for the fight to prepare for it. They've been ready for a long time. Recognition is a strange little addiction. People crave it, chase it, worship it. They want their name in lights, applause ringing in their ears, a pat on the back for every good deed they do. But the truth, the ones who really make a difference don't have time to stand around fishing for praise. They're too busy doing the work, too busy holding the line, too busy making sure you're safe to bother asking, "Hey, did you see what I did for you?" That's the beauty of a true protector. They don't need the spotlight because they know the real reward is simply doing what needs to be done. It's almost funny watching the way people measure worth by who gets the most credit. But the strongest protectors, they know the scoreboard doesn't matter. The danger doesn't care how popular you are, and the world won't always throw you a parade for stepping up. So they do it anyway. They do it quietly, without fanfare, without clapping hands, because there's a mission isn't about being remembered. It's about making sure you survive long enough to keep going. They'd rather be invisible than be celebrated. If it means the job gets done, the world doesn't see them when they stay up all night watching over you. When they take the hit that was meant for you. When they bite their tongue instead of telling you just how much they've sacrificed. And that's fine with them. They know that telling the story isn't as important as living it. They don't need to narrate their own heroics because they're not in it for validation. They're in it for you. And maybe that's why they're so rare, because in a world full of people screaming, "Look at me," they're the ones whispering, "You don't need to look at me, just stay safe." The problem is, most people won't even realize they've been protected until much later. Sometimes never. You go about your day thinking you were lucky, thinking nothing bad happened by chance. You don't see the hands that pushed the danger away, the steps taken to block the path of harm. That's the cruel little joke of it. The better they do their job, the less you notice it was even necessary. And they're fine with that. In fact, they prefer it. Because their satisfaction comes from knowing you didn't have to feel the full weight of what could have happened, if you ever do notice them. It's usually in flashes, that look in their eye when they're scanning a room, the way they subtly position themselves between you and something unpredictable, the calm in their voice when they tell you it's going to be fine, even though they've already mapped out 3 different ways to get you out if it's not. It's those small, almost invisible acts that make them who they are. And none of it comes with an announcement. No trumpets, no confetti, no big reveal. Just quiet, relentless readiness recognition in the end is a distraction. The moment you start chasing it, you lose focus on the job that matters. And a true protector can't afford to be distracted. They know danger doesn't wait for you to pose for a picture or write a speech about how brave you are. It strikes fast without warning, and you have to be faster. That's why they train themselves to be immune to praise. It's a weakness, a soft spot that the wrong moment can exploit. They strip it out of themselves because the mission is more important than the ego. And here's the part most people can't wrap their heads around. Sometimes the greatest acts of protection are the ones you'll never know about. They're the decisions made in the shadows, the sacrifices that leave no trace, the risks taken without witnesses. They can't tell you about it because if they did, it might undo everything they worked to protect you from. So they keep their mouths shut, their backs straight, and their eyes open. And while you live your life blissfully unaware, they're already thinking about the next threat, the next move, the next moment when they'll have to step in again without you ever realizing just how close you came to losing everything. Preparedness is an odd thing.